Lakers fans, sit down. I don't say this often, but sit down, because at 10 in the morning today on Get Up, Shams Charania stood up on national television and dropped a bomb so unexpected, so out of left field, so completely off every insider's radar, that Mike Greenberg literally said the words, "Wait, what?" on live television. De'Aaron Fox, 28 years old, two-time All-Star, former Clutch Player of the Year, coming to Los Angeles, to the Lakers, as the running mate for Luka Doncic. And I know exactly what you're thinking. There's no way. Fox literally just signed a $229 million extension a month ago. The Spurs said last week they're keeping him. This can't be real. And that is exactly why, before you scroll off, before you assume this is another bogus offseason rumor, I need you to stay with me. Because by the end of this video, I'm going to tell you the one thing about the way Shams delivered this report, the one specific phrase that told every insider in the league that this was actually happening. And when you hear it, you're gonna sit right back down. Here's how it broke. Greenberg opens Get Up. The panel is doing its usual thing. They're arguing about whether the Lakers can compete in the West without LeBron, whether Walker Kessler is enough, whether Ayton was worth trading for Jaden Hardy. Standard July basketball talk. And then Shams comes on. And Shams doesn't do the slow build. He just goes, "I'm being told that a framework is being discussed that would send De'Aaron Fox from the San Antonio Spurs to the Los Angeles Lakers." And then, this is the part, he adds, "This has moved very quickly in the last 72 hours, and I am comfortable reporting it now." 72 hours, comfortable reporting it now. When Shams uses those two phrases in the same breath, he is telling you the deal was invisible on Monday and is on the verge of being paperwork by Thursday. That is not a slow cook rumor. That is a hostage negotiation. Now the whiplash, because I get it. 6 weeks ago, 6 weeks, Fox signed a 4-year, $229 million extension with the Spurs. It kicked in this month. He's set to make $51 million next season. And every insider from Brian Windhorst to Jared Weiss has been telling us for the entire summer that the Spurs are committed to him, that he is the veteran leader of that backcourt, that Dylan Harper is coming off the bench, and Fox is the guy. That was the reporting on Monday. And now, Shams is saying the exact opposite in July. So which is it? Well, welcome to the NBA in the second apron era, where committed means until the right offer walks in the door. Stay with me. Because once you understand why the Spurs would even consider this and why the Lakers would even ask, you are not going to be able to see this any other way. 3 reasons. And reason 3 is the one that turns this from wait what into of course. So we're building right to it. Do not click off. Reason number 1, LeBron James is gone. Read that sentence again. LeBron James, the guy Lakers fans have watched every single night for 7 years, the guy the entire franchise has been built around since 2018, is gone. Rich Paul confirmed it in June. LeBron told the Lakers he wants to play his 24th season somewhere else, and he is currently talking to 27 other teams. Whether he ends up in Cleveland or Miami or Denver, he is not walking back through the door of the Lakers locker room. And what does that mean? It means Luka Doncic, who just led the entire NBA in scoring at 33.5 points a night, does not have a co-star. Austin Reeves is great. Reeves is a real player, but Reeves is not an all-star point guard. Reeves is a scoring guard next to a primary ball handler. And with LeBron gone, the primary ball handler slot on this roster is Luka, and only Luka, unless somebody with actual all-star pedigree walks through that door. De'Aaron Fox walking through that door is the entire ball game. He is a 2-time all-star. He is a former Clutch Player of the Year. He led the league in steals per game in 2024. He is exactly the "here is your second star, we solved it" answer the Lakers have needed since the day LeBron gave his notice. Reason number 2. Fox is the perfect fit next to Luka, and I mean that specifically. Watch how Luka plays basketball. Pick and roll, get to his spots, walk you down, pull up from 30. Luka is not a pace and space, run you off the floor kind of guard. Luka is a half-court surgeon, and what has been the criticism of every version of the Lakers Luka has played on so far? No transition offense, no pace, no easy buckets, nobody who can get out on the break, push the tempo, and make the game easier for the surgeon. De'Aaron Fox is the fastest guard with the ball in his hands in the entire NBA. He has been for years. He is a track meet in a basketball jersey. That fixes the exact pace problem this roster has had since Luka arrived. And on top of that, Fox is a legitimate secondary playmaker who can handle the ball when Luka rests. That is a real problem this team had last year. And when Luka was off the floor, the offense died. Reeves is a scoring guard. Kessler is a 5. There's no shot creator to keep the second unit alive. Fox is that guy. Plug and play, instant fix. And before I get to reason 3, because reason 3 is where I unload the payoff, talk to me in the comments. Lakers fans, honest gut check. Is De'Aaron Fox the co-star you've been waiting for? Or is the $51 million contract the reason you're squinting at this? Because I think the fan base is genuinely torn, and I want to read the war below. Go. Reason number 3, the one nobody said out loud. And here it is. Dylan Harper, San Antonio's rookie point guard. The one who, in the NBA Finals against the Knicks, quietly outplayed Fox himself. Averaged 18 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists off the bench in a losing effort. Looked like a future superstar. And here's the twist. Devin Vassell revealed after the finals that Harper was upset with his role coming off the bench all season. Upset. Publicly discussed by his own teammate. Now what happens if you're the Spurs? Wembanyama just took a discount on his extension. That gives you a little cap breathing room, but not much. You have Harper wanting to start. You have Stephon Castle also needing to be developed as a starter, and you have De'Aaron Fox making $51 million taking one of those 2 backcourt starting spots. The math does not add up long term. The math especially doesn't add up if Fox is not fully healthy, because remember, that ankle sprain that killed him in the finals is still healing. So if the Spurs get a real offer, a real return from a team that would take Fox off their books and give them assets to build around Harper and Castle and Wembanyama, do they say no, or do they quietly, secretly take the call? Stop. Think about that. San Antonio said publicly that they're keeping Fox, but San Antonio also has an obvious succession plan in Harper, and an obvious cap crunch coming, and a Fox contract that just became a lot more expensive on July 1st. Sham saying the deal moved in 72 hours is the tell, because 72 hours is exactly the amount of time it takes for a smart front office to realize their public statement and their private math don't agree. Now, the skeptic, Stephen A. Smith, went nuclear on First Take. He is going, you're gonna give up assets you don't have for a guy making $51 million who just shot 34% in the finals? He's hurt. His ankle is a mess. And you're gonna put him next to Luka Doncic. 2 guys who need the ball. 2 guys who don't defend. 2 guys who play the same position. Make it make sense, Los Angeles. And you know what? As those are real points. Fox is expensive. His playoff performance was a disaster. And the fit of 2 ball-dominant guards who aren't defensive stalwarts is a real basketball question. But here's my rebuttal. Fox's finals disaster was a high ankle sprain, not a shooting slump, not a mental collapse. A physical injury he suffered against Minnesota in the semifinals that he tried to play through. Before that injury, in the playoffs, he was averaging 19 a night on efficient shooting. So the he shot 34% narrative is misleading. He shot 34% on 1 bad ankle. And on the fit question, Reeves has already proven he can play off the ball and score. Luka is a walking bucket. Fox is the transition and defensive playmaking piece that ties the whole thing together. Stephen A. is calculating the finals number. The Lakers are calculating the healthy version of the player. Different exercises entirely. Here's the funny part, and this is peak NBA. Because the last time the Kings, his old team, sent De'Aaron Fox somewhere, it was because they wanted a fresh start. Now the Spurs might send him somewhere because they realize their rookie is better than they thought. This man cannot catch a break from his own front offices. Every time he thinks he's found a home, the succession plan starts closing in behind him. And now he might land in Los Angeles next to a European superstar who just led the league in scoring on a team that is desperately trying to figure out its post-LeBron identity. That is a story you cannot write in fiction. That is the NBA. But the nightmare. I owe you the honest version. There is a world where Fox's ankle is not fully right, where the fit with Luka is awkward, where the defense gets torched by every quick guard in the West, and where Reeves ends up unhappy about his shrunken role. That is real. That is a coin flip. But the alternative is standing pat with Luka and Reeves and Kessler and Rui Hachimura and hoping. Standing pat is not a plan. Standing pat is a slow, quiet death in the Western Conference. And the Lakers have never been a standing pat franchise. Ever. They swing. They always swing. So let me bring it home. De'Aaron Fox to the Lakers makes sense because LeBron is gone and Luka needs a co-star and no other star was ever going to be available in July. It makes sense because Fox's pace and defense specifically fix Luka's biggest weaknesses. And the Spurs saying yes makes sense because Dylan Harper is their future and Fox's contract just became the problem. And Shams saying it moved in 72 hours. The 72-hour phrase is the tell. That's the case. That's the whole story. Now here's what I'm watching next, and this is the next video, so hit subscribe. If Fox lands, the very next question is what the Lakers had to give up, because Fox is expensive, so the pieces going back to San Antonio are going to be significant. Which of the young Lakers do you trust the Spurs to take a chance on? Which pick years get attached? And crucially, does this deal end the Austin Reeves as a Laker era? Because Reeves' contract situation this summer is its own drama. And I've got a read on what the deal actually costs that I think is gonna make you sit up. But that's for next time. For now, comments, likes, subscribe, Lakers fans. The post-LeBron era just found its co-star. Wild summer.